start because I just wasn't feeling the launch was going very well. So I appreciate every single one of you. We are here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I'm excited to interview some folks who are here at a Tesla protest. Now, I think it's really important for us to understand that I am not going to interview anyone that does not get the consent to be on camera. And so we are going to be talking with people. Please keep the chat civil. I will turn it off if it gets obnoxious and out of hand. So I appreciate every single one of you. Let me see if anyone wants to chat. Do you want to? Huh? Hello.
Hi, TikTok land.
Oh, this is actually YouTube. I'm going on my YouTube.
Okay, hi, YouTube land.
I told her I was on TikTok and she followed me. So why are you out here protesting today?
Because I'm having anxiety, and when I come out to these things, it feels better. It really does feel better. So I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah. Ellie, hello! Ellie's one of my moderators. She's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm here. So
Yeah.
I recommend people getting out and just let your free flag fly, because it's a great way to feel better.
And what does your sign say?
It's just anti-Doge. They're coming by fast, so I just keep it really simple. And I'm busy, and I'm not an artist. So. Yeah. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of people here, y'all. I mean, it goes all the way down. It goes all the way down. So, at least 200? Wow.
Yeah, I do want to say too, everybody. We are here 4 to 6 every Friday. So if you are in the Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area, please join us, because it's getting bigger every week. It really feels great. It's getting bigger. So join us, please.
Absolutely. Yeah, and what's so important to understand is that for the sake of efficiency, they're laying off all these people. When they're like, all these people were just foolishly, absolutely naive into voting for someone like Donald Trump. Oh, for fraud, waste, and abuse. What part of laying people off for efficiency is making things better? Like, and that's where
we did this in when we illegally went into Iraq. We fired all these people, and then suddenly they had nothing to do. So what did they do? They resisted us. So it's a bad idea. We never learn from our mistakes. What are all these people gonna do if they don't have work?
Yeah.
It's short-sighted.
You know, and I know people who are actively being laid off because of Doge, and they are like, there is one person that was like, oh, this is not so bad. I'm like, they literally just took away your livelihood.
Yeah, that's what a cult is like.
Mm-hmm. That's what a cult is like. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so this is your first. This is
my fourth at this one. This is my fourth, but I've been volunteering since I'm old, so for a really long time.
Well, thank you for all of your service.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for doing your thing, and now I'm following you, and I'll look for you on YouTube.
We're working on it. You know, being a progressive news journalist in this day and age is really scary, because like, if I were to start pivoting and licking the toes of the right wing, I'd get sponsorships, I'd get money, I'd get deals. No, you stand up for your morals and you don't get anything.
Yep.
So that's how that works.
Yeah. That's it.
So
yeah,
I appreciate every single one of you.
Not just that, it's the fact that, you know, everybody knows where you are now.
Yeah.
Like, is there a point in time that we're all going to want to go back to flip phones?
Yeah.
I don't know. Now I sound paranoid, but anyway.
I mean, I remember my flip phone. It was actually a slide phone. I had a slide phone in high school. I got teased because it wasn't an iPhone. Can you imagine?
Yeah, but it's hard to track those those flip phones.
Yeah.
But they know, like, your phone is going to tell you how far you are from your home any time of the day or night. So.
Yeah. Ooh, we had one guy go by that was probably had a crush on Elon Musk, you know, and that's fine. That's fine. You can have a crush on Elon Musk. He'll just crush you instead, because he'll fire you. And yeah. So I like your sign, friend. Do you want to say hi? Sure. This is my YouTube live stream. If you want to, it's okay. I always ask for consent to be on camera. Sure. I like your sign. What is it? It says deport Musk.
Yes.
You know what's so funny is there was one commenter that pointed out that if you like, because it's reflected here, it might look like deport scum. So, what
Either applies, either works.
what inspired you to come out here today? And y'all, please make sure to send some likes. I love all of you.
I'm sorry?
And I was just saying to the audience here, make sure to send some likes and keep this live stream going.
Gotcha, yeah.
What inspired you to come out here today?
The prospect of hitting Elon Musk where it hurts by dropping the Tesla price so that he faces a margin call on his borrowing,
Yeah.
that could basically put him out of business and make him penniless.
Yeah, and see, that's the important
Be a
part.
result.
You know, going after the way that he has made his money is a fantastic way to show defiance and resistance. Like, we're all out here doing peaceful protests in order for his company to lose value. So that is what's really, really important. And his stock has been going down. I mean, it skyrocketed after the election, and now it's going back down again. And we have to keep it going down until it's zero. So, woo! And this is big. I mean, I was told that there are like 200 people out here.
I heard there was 600 in New York.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I've actually been very involved in organizing a lot of the protests that have been happening, and there were 50 just scheduled for today in California. So, and that's just California just today. So, yeah. Anyway, how are things going? I appreciate every single one of you in the chat here. Let's go see if we can find some other good signs. I like your sign, friend. Do you want to say hi to my my YouTube live? Hello, what's your name?
My name's Lorna.
Lorna or Lauren?
Lorna. I'm
Lorna.
with him.
Oh, okay, awesome. What did your sign say?
Sorry.
Yeah, well, it's backwards here, but I think people get the gist. But yeah. So what inspired you to come out here today?
Basically, my fear of where this country's going.
You and me both, sister.
Yeah.
You and me both.
And
Yeah.
if we can hurt at least part of it,
Yeah.
part of the machine, so to speak.
Yeah.
So if we can hurt his sales, that's great.
Yeah, if we can help his company not do well financially, it shows a sign of our defiance, our frustration, our resistance. We're all out here advocating for peaceful protest, and I think that's important. And like, it's also, I'm not as eloquent today.
You're fine.
I'm not as eloquent today, y'all. How's everyone doing in the chat? But I think what's important for us to realize is these people go through and say, oh, fraud, waste, and abuse. Fraud, waste, and abuse. Okay. For the purpose of fraud, they're going through and just laying people off. How is someone else's job? How is firing someone efficient? How is terminating someone's livelihood, their ability to put food on the table? How is that promoting efficiency? Like, I thought Republicans were supposed to be so concerned about unemployment. Now they're actively going through and promoting unemployment. So, anyway. Hypocrisy need not apply. Oh, what is it?
Absolutely. No, democracy
Need not apply.
Yeah.
So,
It's
I mean, you can hear all of the honking. I mean, look at how many people are here. This is just Raleigh, North Carolina. This is a swing state that leans Republican, but you can see all these people out here. Like, and there's also so many different people. There are people here from the like the whole movement of, I see like Palestinian signs, I see Ukrainian signs, I see American flags. So
Canadian flag.
Canadian flags. Oh yeah, yeah. That's so.
Wish I were there.
Yeah. So I mean, there's so many different people. There's also a Poochie. There's a Poochie. There's a little dog behind us. So anyway, it's really cool to see working class solidarity across so many different communities too.
Yes.
So.
And all ages.
Yeah, all ages, absolutely. So, anyway, I'm gonna go talk with other people. But thanks for saying hi, Your Highness. No, I'm Scott.
I like your highness.
Yeah,
Thanks, Scott.
of course. Hello, friend.
Hello.
Do you want to be interviewed for my YouTube live stream? It's okay if not.
Sure.
Okay. How's it going?
It's going okay, we're here, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of people here. I've heard that it's reported around 200 or so.
Good. Again, needs to be larger. Hopefully
Yeah.
next one will be, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're working on it. I remember last week I was here, and it was like I think 50. So this is a dramatic
Much better.
increase.
Yeah, yeah.
Dramatic increase. But speaking of increases, we need to make Elon Musk's stock decrease, and it's actually been going down a bit. So, but what inspired you to come out here today?
It's because our freedoms are being eroded by people in power that we have not elected. We're getting.
Are you saying that Elon Musk is not elected?
He's not an elected official. Go figure.
Wait, are
But
you
yet
telling me?
he is deciding how our tax dollars are spent?
Are you telling me that he's not even an official member of the cabinet? That he didn't go through like a
You know, I don't
confirmation
think he
process?
did. No.
He didn't go through the Senate to be confirmed as a member of the cabinet.
No, he did not.
I'm obviously being facetious, y'all. He's not elected. He's not gotten any sort of approval yet. He goes through and makes unilateral decisions about what funding is cut, what kind of subsidies he gets for his company.
And I believe some other people complained about this about 250 years ago when we were under British control, called taxation without representation.
You know, it's so funny that you bring that up. I did a whole live stream about the Alien and Sedition Acts and how that was legislation that was put in by the government saying you can't criticize the government. Well, Donald Trump.
That is just a way to unilaterally get rid of enemies of the state
Yep.
without due process.
Right.
And it is an attack against our constitutional amendments.
Yes.
Our constitutional rights.
Yes. And how there were these Alien and Sedition Acts. They went through and they said that if you uttered, published, printed anything that criticized the government, then you were an enemy of the state. And so like now the government is going through and saying if you protest us, you are like domestic terrorists of some kind. Like
Yeah, and protesting is a fundamental First Amendment right. It's part of your free speech of the Constitution.
unless you're protesting something Trump doesn't like, and then thereby, oh, it's illegal, it's wrong, it's woke, it's woke, it's the radical green
I won't say
energy.
it's without its dangers. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You know, protesting has always held some danger in past.
Yeah.
You know, we've had many people blaze a trail
Yeah.
to guarantee our rights.
Yeah. Well, and also this country was founded on protest that
True.
ended up because
Boston Tea Party, all the way
Boston Tea
back
Party,
then, yeah.
and it you know, it had to go a little bit further, and it escalated into a war. Now, I'm not advocating for that. You know, there were
Absolutely not.
nonviolent.
This is a peaceful protest.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, like, you had a lot of different protests throughout history that started off as very peaceful, and sometimes you had moments where they weren't,
Yeah.
but it eventually made good progress.
And let's be clear, this protest is not about Tesla owners or Tesla itself even. This is about bringing attention to the issue, and
Yeah.
this has been an outlet that has been very successful in doing so.
Yeah. You know what's really interesting? When I was doing one of these live streams at one point, I had some right-wing person troll that came in, and they were like, "Oh, so all of you people who used to be all about the Green New Deal, now you're protesting against electric vehicles." And I said, pause. Let's do a pre-K pause. This is not about electric vehicles. This is not about the physical idea of us transitioning to clean energy vehicles. No. If this was about electric vehicles, we would be protesting every single car dealership, but we're not. So,
Here we go.
yeah. Appreciate
Those are our
you.
handouts right there.
Got study material. And so, like, this isn't about protesting electric vehicles. I actually have a degree in sustainable development. So I'm one of these, like, I guess, woke clean energy nerds. But, like, what's so important to understand is this isn't about his product. This is about him. This is about his actions with Doge. This is about him not being elected and doing all of this stuff. So,
If Tesla elected a new CEO and he had no stock or financial interest in Tesla at that point, we would not be out here.
if Elon Musk was not as active as he is, literally going through and doing Doge, we would not be out here doing this.
Well, we'd be protesting the
Human rights
effects of
abuses.
human rights abuses that
Yeah.
are currently occurring. Yes.
Yeah.
It may not be here at that point.
Yeah.
But it will be somewhere because that is something that is an attack against all of our freedoms, and it may not have hit you yet.
Yeah.
Maybe because you're a rich white male, but it will eventually hit you.
Yeah. And you know, like, what I really love about this protest here is you have so many different people from so many different communities.
Yes.
You have people that are all in the Free Palestine. You have people protesting against or protesting, you know, supporting Ukraine. You have people out here. I mean, I love the age diversity that is out here too. So that's really
Very
cool.
much, yes.
Yeah. I love someone came in here. Sometimes I have nasty comments. One person came in here and said low testosterone. You know, I think that it's low testosterone for you to think that insulting someone over the internet makes you seem better by comparison. Because we're out here standing with our morals, strong. And what are you doing? Hiding behind a screen, honey? Yeah. Speaking of testosterone, where's yours? Anyway,
That's good.
but yeah, I also love how there are many people that have American flags out here as well, which I think is really, really cool because, you know,
We need to bring that back as a symbol of actually the American people. It's been misused a lot of times on the opposite side of things. And yeah, this is a symbol of American freedom.
Yeah, the idea that there are people who wave American flags and then actively suppress, like
Actively
not
try
just
to suppress our rights, yes.
or just deplatform or get rid of the ability for their opposition to speak, I find is hilarious.
Yeah.
And you know what's so funny is all of these right wingers think that, oh, we are taking away my freedom of speech. No, we are calling you out. We are saying, hey, you shouldn't use your freedom of speech to spread hate. We're not physically trying to take it away. If that were the case, we're not trying to physically take it away. You can say whatever you want, but there are going to be consequences. If you say something that is rude, that is sexist, there will be consequences. And so I just anyway.
Yeah.
But thank you for being out here. I'm going to go and interview other people and also...
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
I'm sure they all have a different perspective.
Yeah. And you're awesome, so I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
There's a puppy over here. I want to say hi to the puppy. Got to get the puppy. Sorry, y'all. I got a little, someone said, you're very rude. I love you. There are a lot of people here. I mean, look at this. Look at this. So, anyway, I appreciate every single one of you. I love the Rainbow Coalition. Love you, Scott. Aww. There's also a poochie out here. There's a puppy out here. Let's go see who else wants to chat. So, woo. Let's see. Hello, friend. Do you want to be interviewed on my YouTube live stream? It's okay if you don't. It's okay. I'm just asking your permission before I put you on camera or anything like that.
No.
No?
Sorry.
That's okay.
That's all right.
No worries. That's why I ask.
Yeah, the muskrat personally.
Hello.
Hello.
Do you want to be interviewed for my YouTube live stream talking about this protest? It's okay if not.
I don't really have anything brilliant prepared.
That's okay. No, it's just talking about, like, you know, why you're out here and all that stuff.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Awesome. What's your name, friend?
Hey, my name's Woody Holloman.
Woody, nice to meet you. What is your, oh, that's a fun sign.
Yeah, that was an obvious pun. Hard to resist.
So what inspired you to come out here today?
I'm trying to overcome a sense of hopelessness with all the presidential edicts that are coming out and the way the whole system of government is being ravaged by the world's richest man. It's frightening and depressing, but we have to come out. We have to let them know.
Can you imagine if we were to just put the shoe on the other foot? If this was George Soros doing any of this, do you think that any of the right wingers would, like, objectively doing everything with Doge? Just tell me, do you think that if these were right wingers, do you think that they would have been doing exactly what we're doing, or do you think they would accept it because they support what?
Oh, they'd be out there with their AR-15s.
So yeah, when you put the shoe on the other foot,
They're not really interested in democratic process.
yeah, no, they're not. See, we're out here protesting. We're out here protesting and showing solidarity for what Elon Musk is doing. We're not out here protesting his cars necessarily, or the idea of clean energy. We're out here protesting his actions with Doge, going through and putting people out of work for the sake of efficiency. Like, efficiency for who?
Yeah, it's horrendous.
Yeah.
No due process, completely arbitrary who's cut. I have so many friends who do incredibly important work for the NIH
Yeah.
or the National Science Foundation. My adult daughter is a scientist who's worried about her funding going forward.
Yep.
And, you know, she's working on solutions to climate change and destruction of the oceans. She's somebody whose work ought to be respected and supported.
Yeah. You know, and it's so crazy how anti-science all of these people are. You know, like you know, climate change is not up for debate. Like, the idea of it happening is just objectively happening. Now, if you want to have a different opinion on what needs to happen in order to tackle it, that's so different. But all these people try to make facts up for debate, which is so scary. They try to make scientific fact up for debate. It's like, you want to have a debate? Let's talk about pineapple on pizza. That's a debate. That's a debate. So, anyway. But I appreciate you sharing your story, especially about your daughter too, because that's.
Oh yeah, my next door neighbor. I mean, everybody I know is affected in some way.
Yeah.
And those of us who haven't been, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Until the things that we care about are slashed and burned.
And you know, there are a lot of people out there that don't understand things until it personally affects them. That's why you're seeing all of this stuff happening with like Trump voter remorse or like FAFO, you know, Trump voter realizes blah blah blah. And it's like, so you don't actually care about something until it affects you? Why can't we as a human as the human race circumvent that process instead of empathy for people? You know, that would be a fantastic step to go forward, right?
Absolutely.
But yeah, well, thank you so much for Woody. Sure. Appreciate you. So, stay safe.
All right,
There's a lot of people out here, so let's see if we can talk with any other folks. Hey, friend.
Hi.
I'm on my YouTube live stream. Do you want to be interviewed?
Sure. What do you want to know?
Oh, I just wanted to see your sign. I love it. Yeah. Fear and anger overdose. People understand it. Yeah. We got 143 people right now. So.
Not a paid protester. Not.
Yeah.
We are not paid for this. We're out here on our own. We are not being paid.
It's so funny. You know, like, there are so many, as soon as the right, like, as soon as they see, a protest happening on the other side, it's like, they must be paid. Did we say that when it was their big crowds on January 6th? No. So, like, it's because it's an absurd thing. They don't care about actual truth. So, anyway.
Not paid.
So what was your name?
I'm Carol.
Carol?
Carol Truby, yes.
I also love this.
Oh, thank you.
You know,
I think it's American.
Trying to be American. Trying to be American these days. That would be such a funny little viral moment.
Yeah.
But
a little hard sometimes. It's a little hard, but
yeah. What inspired you to come out here today?
Just everything that is going on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absurd, and watching for an opportunity to come out and speak with everybody else.
Yeah.
Watching Rachel Maddow and all the different protests that are all across the country. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But this time around, everywhere.
Yep.
You know, they're in front of post offices. They're in front of Social Security offices. In front of the Tesla dealership.
Yep.
You know, he's given us a place to speak our mind.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
With who he is. So there's just way too much going on. I've got family members that are on Social Security. I got family members that are on Medicaid and food stamps. I've got a young grandchild that's in a Head Start program.
Yep.
You know, my dad I think he's got dementia and possibly has bladder cancer, and you know, a lot of this funding for for studies on dementia, Alzheimer's, cancer, you know, NIH is being dissolved.
Yeah.
And that's where our funding comes from to find the next cure.
Yeah. There was another person that I interviewed over here, and he was talking about how his daughter works for the NIH, and she's worried about her funding going away too.
Yeah.
Oh, so is that I love your dress.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
and there's positivity in these comments. People saying hello.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, you have all these right-wing provocative people in here that have nothing else better to do.
That is true.
I've had people come in here and they're constantly like typing low testosterone, low testosterone. At least I'm out here doing something with my masculinity. What are you doing? Like,
Right?
but yeah, no. And what you're saying is so real though, because like I don't think that many people realize how many decisions that Elon Musk and the far right are making that are dissolving the everyday freedoms and equity and access that we as Americans have to just services. And like, tell me, did Elon Musk, was he elected?
No. Even though I didn't vote that side of the ballot, I didn't see his name on the ballot. So that's the other thing that's really bothersome is you've got this person who has basically attached himself to the president at the hip.
Yeah.
And because of his money, he is allowed to be making all of these decisions.
Yep. Did he go through a confirmation process to be a part of? So why is it that we in America have someone making a whole bunch of decisions when they're not even a part of the executive branch, formally speaking?
And that is one of the biggest problems in our country right now, is that we've got people that are not confirmed by Congress, that are not elected officials, and those folks are out there making the big decisions for you, for me, for our families.
Yeah.
And no consequences to them, because none of that really affects them.
Yep.
You know? That's the unfortunate thing is the billionaires, none of them understand this.
No. And you know what is so funny? There are people that are in the chat that are trying to be all super divisive. We're not your enemy. We are your neighbor. We are your fellow friend. We're out here. We're advocating for you.
Yes.
Like, there are things that are happening that are affecting so many people. And like, I have not been personally laid off by Doge, but does that make me angry that other people have? Yes. That's why I'm out here. Like, the fact that there are so many people that don't care until it negatively affects them is really concerning to me. Like, there's a serious lack of empathy in this country. Like, I don't have kids at Head Start, but when I see the Head Start program being threatened of absolute defunding, I'm thinking of all of those kids that are not going to have an after-school program to go to, and then they might fall into, they might be susceptible to getting up to trouble. And so, like, there are those kinds of things that are just so important, but, like, many people don't realize it until it affects them. And that's why you're seeing all of these, like, FAFO, Trump voter remorse, like, all of this stuff, so.
Because it's starting to affect them, and, I've got a cousin out there that is, total Trumper, believes everything that is being said on that side. But he's retired, he's got Social Security. Now he's going to be like that 95-year-old mother-in-law of the rich guy that probably won't complain if his check doesn't come, because he's got pensions and he has savings and retirement funds, and he's well off compared to someone like me.
Right.
Okay, but I'm an insurance agent, and on the 3rd of the month, I've got at least 30 to 40 people who come into my office on the 3rd of the month to pay their insurance because they are receiving Social Security. And the 3rd of the month is significant because the people who are low income and qualify for extra help and get Medicaid as well as Medicare assistance, those people get their checks on the 3rd of the month, whereas other Social Security recipients get theirs on a Wednesday, like 2nd, 3rd, 4th Wednesday, based on their Social Security numbers. But the people on the 3rd of the month, we call it government check day, those people can't afford to miss their check.
Right.
Because if their check doesn't come in April, they can't pay their car insurance. And they can't pay their rent.
Yeah, they're in a whole world of trouble because then they owe debt.
And that's just 30 people that I could name off the top of my head in Roxborough that would be hurt by this.
Wow.
And, but until my rich cousin misses his check and can't get his health care because his Medicare has delayed and they're not okaying for him to go to the doctor, maybe they'll understand.
Maybe they'll understand. But see, that's the thing. People should have we as humans need to circumvent the flaw of not having empathy until something affects us. And like, I really hope that we can, as Americans, get through that. Because like, during the women's rights movement, during the LGBTQ rights movement, the biggest people who made the biggest difference were the allies, the folks that were not parts of those communities, yet they stood in solidarity. That showed something that is so much bigger. And I think that it's so important for people that are out here that are not personally affected to be like, yeah, we care about you. And so that's a whole other thing. But anyway.
Yeah. We're not going to change anybody's mind per se. The minds that we need to change right now is Tom Tillis, Ted Budd, all of those that are representing us in North Carolina, up there in DC, that are not doing their jobs, that are not showing up to speak to us and to hear us out.
Yeah.
Those are the minds that we need to change right now.
Absolutely.
Changing my cousin's mind isn't going to work. I'm going to be spinning my wheels on that one.
Some of those people are unfortunately TFG, too far gone.
Yep, exactly.
So, y'all, if you're enjoying the live stream, please make sure to send some likes. Let me turn back on the ability to see the messages here, because I know know that many show chat. There we go. I know that many people were complimenting. People were complimenting your dress. They thought it was really cute. So
and the other thing too is on the April 5th, which I believe is next Saturday, Jones Street. Another big protest here in Raleigh, Jones Street.
Okay.
Everybody needs to come out for that. You gonna be there?
I'll probably be there. I'm out here doing these live streams every week. I've been very, very involved in organizing some of these on social media. Okay. I've been heavily promoting a lot of them. But also, quick little plug, I have my own merchandise business that has a whole collection of anti-Elon Musk merch.
Okay.
I'll come back later and follow you on Instagram and we can be friends and I can send it to you.
I'm not on Instagram. I'm only on Facebook because I don't have enough time in my life for all the different social media.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I'm also slowly trying to divest from Meta because Meta gave a lot of money to Republican causes, and I'm
but Blue Sky seems to be the place to be. I haven't checked it out yet, but
I've been doing a lot of organizing on Blue Sky. Check out Defy Political Gear on Blue Sky.
Defy Political Gear on Blue Sky. Yeah. I got it.
Wow. So I appreciate you sharing your story too about being an insurance agent and the fact that what you're saying is that people get their money on the third. What was it? Third week?
On the 3rd of the month.
Yeah.
So the 3rd of every month. Is government check day.
Right.
Okay. The 1st of the month is when people who are on SSI, which is a lower income group. That maybe the farmers, retired farmers, people who didn't pay into Social Security. And some of the lower income disabled people. SSI is from much lower income level.
Right.
SSI program is through Social Security, but it's kind of like welfare.
Right.
Okay, that's a welfare program. You didn't pay into it. Tax dollars support it 100%. That's the 1st of the month. So those people are really low income.
Right.
And then the 3rd of the month is your Social Security, disability, and retirement people.
Which they're trying to also really erode and get rid of.
Yes. And those people on the 3rd of the month, the reason that's significant is because they also probably qualified for extra help through Social Security because they have less than $1,500 a month. So they get extra help through Medicaid to help with their Medicare costs and medical costs.
Right.
So that's the 3rd of the month, people. And then the rest of the folks get their checks on Wednesdays, 2nd, 3rd, 4th Wednesdays of the month. And those folks can be anywhere from the ones that are just barely too much money to get extra help.
Yeah.
All the way up to the top of the Social Security, income level for the people that are receiving Social Security.
Right.
All right. But the average Social Security check, I believe, is, I think I read somewhere it was $1,500 a month. So don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that.
I won't.
But look it up. People need to educate themselves about Social Security and why that matters. Because if you're not on it now, you probably will be eventually.
Yeah.
And need to understand it.
Well, and I also don't think that even though I pay into Social Security, I don't think I'm going to get any of it.
Yeah, see, that's your age group is very skeptical about it even being there.
Yeah.
when you're ready for it.
I don't think that it's going to be there at all. And I'm prepared for it not to be there. Because like, you know, and it's just so sad that is like a whole thing. But also, I wanted to, there's also a lot of people like, there's also a lot of people that believe it. I don't know where this is going.
Well, because it was only going to go till 5 o'clock. So.
Oh, okay.
And it's probably that. So yeah, it's a little after 5. So
yeah. Well, and also, I would love your take real quickly about like there are people that are losing their Social Security and they're being proclaimed as dead.
Yes, I did see that. I mean, you know, sometimes things happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
My husband lost his Social Security disability one year because somebody had keyed something wrong and said that he didn't qualify anymore. Well, the rods and screws in his back didn't go away.
Right.
You know, after a year of filling out paperwork and trying to figure out what was going on, he finally got a hold of somebody in Social Security who said, well, you weren't supposed to lose your Social Security benefits. So, you know, yes, mistakes do happen, but the problem now is when mistakes happen, we got nobody to go to. You know, they want to take away the phone numbers. They want to take away the offices. They want everybody to do everything online.
Yeah.
And most people can't do that. So
yeah, especially when dealing with Social Security, this is something that affects older adults, so they're not necessarily they're not as technical in being able to fill out these like online forms to do X, Y, and Z, and not providing that option is actively kind of putting up barriers that shouldn't be there.
Exactly. And like my third of the month people who come in, they come in to pay their insurance in the office in cash. They pull their money out of the bank and they go around town and they pay all their bills.
Yep.
Because they don't have computers. They don't go online. They can't go online and pay their bills.
Right.
They don't have checkbooks. So, you know, it's easier for them to just come in and pay cash than it is for them to go get money orders and mail it in, because that costs more money that they don't have. You know, the price of postage now. So it's a lot easier for them to come in and pay cash. Those are the people who cannot go online and verify who they are to change their bank account when something happens and they need a new bank account.
Right.
You know, so all the way around, that entire structure is crumbling, and it's going to affect a lot more people than we realize. Mm-hmm. And for all you young people out there paying attention, this is going to be you one day, or this is your mom, or this is your grandmother, grandfather, aunts, uncles, folks that are relying on this system that is being destroyed. You know? So.
Carol gave us some nice information. Oh my God, you have a fan base.
Oh, yay. Thank you so much.
You're also so fun. Yeah. And y'all, I am probably, I need to skedaddle here.
Yeah, so do
but I appreciate every single one of you. Hold on, I'll be back in just a second. I appreciate every single one of you. Shout out to my amazing moderators in here. Y'all are incredible. Joanna Tech, love you. Ellie, you've been a rock star this entire time. I appreciate all of you so much. Definitely go and check out Defy Political Gear. That is my that is my small little business that has all this Elon Musk merch. If you go to my profile and click on the link, then you'll find it. I appreciate every single one of you. This will be posted on YouTube for the folks that weren't able to make it. It's important to show your defiance in this moment. We need to tax billionaires. We do not live in the United States, United Corporations of America. We live in the United States of America, and that is important to understand. So I appreciate every single one of you. Y'all are awesome. Just remember that you are beautiful, you are loved, you are valid, you are strong, and you are fierce. Hold on, I got you, Alyssa. I got you, hold on. Add as mod. Thank you for that reminder. There we go, okay. So don't let anyone ever dim your shine. Love you all so much. Bye.